There are a lot of people jumping on. All right. Launch meeting. So we need Claudia for sure. Tony, right? We need Kyle in the detention center, right? And then Kate and Charles.
I guess Charles can watch it all.
Yeah, we'll let them all in.
And it has worked perfectly. All right. Good morning.
Are y'all
Great.
all right?
Okay.
Which one is yours, Kyle?
I've got Tyler Schwartz, Your Honor.
Tyler Schwartz.
I'm just going to pop it up. You can scoot back or I can scoot this up. All right.
One case, right? Is this the police force? All right. Burglary of a building, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and this is 296-1186-2021, Zetex versus Tyler Patrick Schwartz, and we're here on a mental health bond set at $2,000 for a burglary of a building with a controlled substance present. And I have read a copy of the mental health assessment. And did you want to call your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you would raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Tyler. You and I had an opportunity to talk last week, right?
Yes, sir.
And we discussed a mental health bond.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Recall that?
Yes,
And you understand that's why we're here today.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have a mental health diagnosis in your past?
Yes, sir. Bipolar 1. Then I have acute anxiety, severe depression, and then borderline personality disorder.
And do you take medications for any or all of those conditions?
Yes, sir. I take lithium 300 milligrams 3 times a day, propanolol morning and night. I believe it's 20 milligrams. Busoprone 10 milligrams 3 times a day. And then Lexapro, which is 20 milligrams in the morning. And then outside, I get trazodone for sleep.
Are you compliant with those medications?
Yes, sir.
Were you compliant at the time of your arrest?
No, I wasn't.
How long had you been off of them?
Probably for the past month, that have been up and down. There would be times where I forget to take them, or I just didn't take them at all. So about a month and a half is whenever I kind of would start going up and down with them.
All right. And now that you're in custody and you've been taking the medications, and if you're provided the medications while you're out on bond, do you intend to remain compliant with it?
Oh, 110%. I feel much better being on them. I understand the severity of not taking them, with my mental issues. So yeah, I mean, I definitely plan on taking them.
All right. Do you receive any kind of disability from Medicaid or SSI or anything like that?
No, sir. I was in the process for getting disability. I was actually at the very end process. I had sent my last form I had to fill out probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Okay. Have you ever been hospitalized due to your mental health conditions?
Yes, sir. At Metroplex in Bell County, Austin Lakes Hospital, and then, treatment facilities from Fort Worth to Temple.
You don't have any violent criminal history, do you?
No, sir.
If you're released on this mental health bond, where do you plan to live?
I'll be in Plano at my brother's. It's off 15th Street. I'd be staying there.
Off what street?
15th Street in Plano, Texas. I'd be staying there. And then yesterday I talked to LifePath, and as soon as a bed opens, either at Turtle Creek or Homeward Bound, I would be going there for inpatient treatment.
All right. And you have transportation to and from, say, the mental health treatment facility, to and from LifePath, to and from court for bond check-ins?
Yes, sir. My girlfriend would take me, my brother, and if not, they would give me like an Uber or Lyft. So yes, I do.
Okay. And you understand all those things would be conditions of this bond, that you show up everywhere you're supposed to show up, when you're supposed to show up,
Yes, sir.
and that taking the medications that are prescribed to you would also be a condition of the bond.
Yes, sir.
And you're willing to abide by those conditions?
Yes, sir.
I'll pass the witness.
Any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Schwartz. My name is Kate Harrison. I'm a prosecutor for the state, and I just have a couple follow-up questions for you, okay?
Ma'am.
All right. What is your brother's name?
Rocco Milazotto, Milazotto.
And what's his first name? You said Rocco?
Yes, ma'am. Rocco.
Okay. And has your brother ever been in trouble with the law that you know of?
No, ma'am. He's never has been arrested ever.
Okay. And then what is your girlfriend's name?
Melissa, Melissa Garcia, Garcia.
And has she ever been in trouble with the law?
No, ma'am. Never been arrested.
Okay. Now you mentioned with Mr. Shaw that there were a couple times you would forget to take your medication. Was there something that caused that, or were you, what situations surrounded the times that you stopped taking your medication?
Use of drugs started to occur, more. And then just being lackadaisical, not taking it seriously.
Okay. All right, I'll pass the witness.
Anything else from the witness?
No, Your Honor.
No. You rest.
We rest.
The state of anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. The state offers State's Exhibit 1, which is a brief summary of the facts of this offense.
Yeah, and I do have that, and I am going to consider that for the purpose of this hearing only.
Okay. And then the state requests to read the defendant's criminal history into the record.
You may.
On March 18th of 2008, the defendant was arrested for possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 3, less than 28 grams. He was placed on a 14 months deferred adjudication probation. On May 11th of 2009, the defendant was arrested for possession of marijuana less than 2 ounces. He was sentenced to 60 days in jail, probated for 12 months. On March 28th of 2012, the defendant was arrested for theft of property greater than $50, less than $500. He was sentenced to 180 days in jail, suspended for 18 months of probation. That probation was revoked, and he was sentenced to 20 days in jail. Out of that same incident, He was also arrested for possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 3, less than 28 grams. He was also convicted and sentenced to 180 days in jail, suspended for 18 months, and that probation was eventually revoked, and he was sentenced to 20 days in jail. On April 10th of 2016, the defendant was arrested for possession of marijuana less than 2 ounces, and he was sentenced to 8 days in jail for that offense. On October 2nd of 2016, the defendant was arrested for credit card or debit card abuse from an elderly individual. He was convicted of that offense and sentenced to 15 days in jail. And that concludes the reading of the defendant's criminal history. The state rests and closes.
Any argument?
Kyle, you want to go first?
All right.
He wants
Judge, he doesn't appear to have any kind of criminal history of a violent nature. He's got a clear history of mental health issues. He's availed himself of mental health treatment and services in the past. And while he's been in jail, he's willing to accept the treatment. He's got a good support system. We would just ask that the court grant him a mental health bond.
Judge, we'll defer to the court on this. However, if he's granted a mental health bond, we ask that a condition be no entry to the Ohio Drive Animal Hospital. That was the location of this burglary offense.
Okay. I am going to give him a bond, and that will be a condition of the bond that you don't go back to the place where you were arrested. So you understand you have to come see me once a month. If you are in a treatment facility, I don't want you coming to see me. Just talk to Tony about that, and we'll skip you coming to see me. We'd rather have you getting treatment than coming
Yes, sir. Yes,
see
sir.
me. You've got to call Tony every week and check in with her, let her know how you're doing. The
Yes, sir.
second they get a bed available for you, absolutely take advantage of it, because that's probably the best and fastest way to get you help.
Yes, sir.
One of the reasons I'm giving you bond, I think it'd be best if you go straight there, but you've been in jail almost a month now, I think. And so I think you probably learned a little bit by being in jail, and that you really
Yes,
do
sir.
need the meds. Okay. Tony,
Yes,
do you
sir.
want to tell him anything?
I was just going to clarify, Judge, he's going to be released this evening, or are you going to have him held until a bed is available?
I'm going to go ahead and let him out now.
Okay.
And
All right. Tyler, my name is Tony Fox. I'm the case manager for the mental health bond. I'm the one to be staying in contact with. You're supposed to call me weekly, but in the beginning, we'll talk a lot more just because we're going to be setting up services and making sure that you're getting into the treatment facility, et cetera. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
When you get released, you should receive a folder in your property, and in that will have my card with my contact information. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty.
good luck. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
My exit, right? All right. We need Calderian. Oop, we have a phone number on here.
It might be his mother.
Oh.
You might ask him. I think he forwarded it to him.
What's the name of the?
Mark. Mark Contreras Cervantes.
All right. Are you Mr. Contreras Cervantes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you have, Kyle, you're muted. Did you have a witness that's supposed to join us?
Yeah,
There's a cell number on there.
I don't see a cell number on here. Are you saying there's a cell number on screen somewhere?
On my screen, yeah. She's in the waiting room, or he is, whoever. it
What's
is.
the number you see, Judge?
214-900-9244.
That's us. It might be both my witnesses on the same thing.
Okay. You need them now, or you want them later?
We can wait.
All right. Uh, How many cases are there?
There's 3, Judge. There's 3 new charges, and he has probably 3 juvenile holds.
What's going to do to the juvenile hold?
I'm sorry, Judge.
What's going to happen with the juvenile holds?
I hope we're going to go over and tell him about the mental health bond that was granted. That we have a plan that addresses mental health, and so I guess if this gets granted here, then we have a detention hearing either tomorrow morning or the next morning.
Okay.
Is usually the protocol.
All right. Did you want to call your client as a witness?
Yeah, Judge, is it the usual protocol? We can ask him about his mental health plan and without getting into the facts of the case. Is that the usual limited purpose? All right.
Daily.
Okay. Yeah, I'd call my client, Mark.
All right. Mr. Contreras Cervantes, if you would raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Okay, Mark. So you understand what we're here for right now, correct? You and I met yesterday. We talked about what a mental health bond is. Is that right?
Correct.
And that was kind of a process that you started on your own before you and I talked about, before I came to see you about your recent arrest.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell the judge what kind of made you think that that might be a good idea while you were in the jail and talking to the magistrate and those people.
I have depression. I've been abused physically, emotionally, and mentally.
Okay.
By my older brother. I get PTSD, anxiety. I'll play episodes in my head about things that happened before, things that could have happened. And I think about it a lot.
Okay.
And it drives me crazy. Thinking about the same event or the same event with changed things that could have happened.
Your brother's not at the house anymore. He's not living with you guys. Or is he? He is. Okay. Is there still abuse, or is that all in the past at this point?
Last time was 2018, but now it's more verbal.
Okay. All right. You've talked with your family about getting like mental health help in the past, right? This isn't
Correct.
Just because you got arrested, right?
Right.
Okay, and your mom's going to be on the Zoom here in a minute. She'll tell the court about that and go into that kind of detail. But we talked about what the plan means, right? Essentially, we're working with Life Path.
Correct.
Did they come evaluate you?
Yeah, we talked yesterday for 30 minutes on the phone, and then I talked to the other lady on the iPad about substance abuse. That she said that she wouldn't recommend substance abuse therapy, but that she would recommend that I do get help and I go see a psychiatrist and a therapist.
And the reason they wouldn't recommend substance abuse assistance is because you hadn't used since August, right?
Correct.
And when we say use, we're talking about marijuana. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so use marijuana in August, but not since. Is that true?
Correct.
Now you understand. So you're 17, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you have health insurance. Is it I always get these mixed up. Medicaid?
Yeah, Medicaid, I believe.
Okay, that's through your mom.
Correct.
And Life Path did a little bit of intake, but they want to do another, like a more detailed evaluation with you with your mom present because you're technically a minor, right?
Correct.
And they said they accept Medicaid. Do you know?
They did not tell me they accept it or not, but
Okay.
I told them and they said that's okay.
Okay. And so you understand the next step would be that if judge let you out of here, out of jail on a mental health bond, you go to Life Path and they say what it is they think you need to do and you have to do it or you go back to jail.
Correct.
Okay. Not only are you willing to bind yourself to that, would you say you want to do that? You're eager to do that?
I need help.
Okay. And let's just talk about your other avenues. Other people are trying to bond you out. You have 5,000 in bonds on your adult cases, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Your mom was ready to bond you out. Is that right?
My mom did not want to bond me out.
Okay. And I'll ask her about this, but do you know if you don't get a mental health bond today, do you know whether she plans to bond you out?
I believe she will. I think she
Okay.
will.
You've got a girlfriend and you're close with their family, right?
Correct.
They want to bond you out.
Yes.
And both your mom or your girlfriend, they all have the means, the monetary means, financial means to bond you out.
Correct.
Okay. I asked you to pump the brakes because we have a lot of different things going on all around us with juvenile and adult cases now. I said, pump the brakes. Let's see if we can do this mental health bond, right?
Correct.
So you actually said, hey, everybody, don't bond me out yet. Let's do what Kyle recommends.
Correct.
Okay. That's all the questions I have, Judge. I'll pass the witness.
Any questions from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Hold on just one second. Sorry, my dog was misbehaving. Good morning. My name is Kate Harrison. Mr. Contreras Cervantes, is that your name, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Okay, I just have a couple follow-up questions. So what are your juvenile holds for?
They're all possession controlled substance. All three of my charges.
Okay. And if you are released on your adult cases on a mental health bond and you are released from your juvenile holds, where do you plan to live?
If I can't stay at my house because my girlfriend, not my girlfriend, I apologize. My sister is there because my bonds paper said that I couldn't have contact with the complainant. I did talk to my girlfriend's mom. She said it's okay if I stay over there for a while this all gets solved. And my sister also mentioned to Kyle that if I get out, she could also find a place to stay, but I'd rather her stay with my mom because she's pregnant and she has a baby. And it's better for her to be with my mom.
Okay. Now your friends, so you said your girlfriend's family may be an option. Where do they live?
1809 Arbordale Drive, Princeton.
In Princeton? Okay. Now, let's see. You said that your mom did not want to bond you out. Why was that?
I asked her about it, but she said she called Kyle and that Kyle was going to work on it. So
Okay.
That's why she didn't want to bond me out for the time.
Okay. Now, this is personal, but I do see that you've been on suicide watch since you've been in the hospital. Are you still having thoughts of hurting yourself?
No, no.
When did those stop?
Once I met an inmate, he was trying to help me out. He gave me numbers for jobs so I can get out and get to work.
Okay, so if we had a timeline, about 2 weeks ago, you stopped having those thoughts, or a couple days ago?
Yeah, like a week, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
No, a week ago. My bad. I came here a week ago.
Okay, so about a week ago. And then I did see that you reported 2 prior attempts at suicide via overdose. Were you living at home during that time?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that with your mom and your sister and your brother?
Yeah, they were all present.
Okay. I'll pass the witness. Anything
Anything else from this witness?
Just a couple more questions, Judge. One thing I forgot to ask, Mark, is one of the things that we encouraged in the juvenile case is that when you got placed back in school, that you work hard to get your grades straight. Is that right?
Right. Yes. Actually, whenever I got switched from Allen to Plano, because I had the 2 weeks, so I got switched to McKinney. I apologize, and I couldn't go back to Allen. My classes got switched, so my GPA dropped a lot, and so did my grades. But I'm trying to work on it now that I can understand the classes better in Plano, so I can get my grade.
You're not skipping class or acting up, or you don't have any school troubles, right?
I have good attendance, and my absences that are there are excused.
Okay. And school's a priority to you. You're still going to school. You still got a few months left. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm trying to graduate. I'm a junior,
Okay.
so I still have a year left.
Pass witness.
Anything else from the state?
Nothing further from the state.
Does the defense have any other witnesses?
Yes, Judge, and just I'm going to call his mother. Both his mother and sister are here. His mother, her English is not great, so I was going to have his sister translate for mother. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay. I think they're probably both on the same phone there.
Can you hear us? You're muted right now.
Maria, can you hear? Can you unmute? There's a button to unmute.
Yes.
Okay.
If you would raise your right hand to be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give me the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes. Yes.
Right. And I understand that daughter is going to translate for mother if we need her to, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Maria, can you introduce yourself to the court? Your full name and who you are in relation to Mark?
¿Y tu nombre completo y quién eres con relación a Mark? María Magdalena Contreras Gómez. Soy mamá de Mark. En inglés. Oh. My name is María Magdalena Contreras Gómez. Mark Contreras Cervantes' mom.
Okay. Maria, when you found out Mark got arrested, you contacted me about getting him out, right?
Yes.
Okay. What we'll do, if you don't understand my question, we'll let your daughter translate and we'll just wait for you. But if you're answering my question, we'll just assume you understand what I'm saying. Is that okay?
Que si no entiendes, van a yo te traduzco, pero si tú empiezas a decir, ellos van a decir que tú ya entendiste. Okay.
Okay. You told me you don't want to get him out unless a court can order that he have mental health treatment, right?
No lo quiero sacar a menos de que le den un tratamiento mental, ¿cierto? Yes.
Because you think that as his mother is that's tied to all the things that are going wrong right now.
¿Tú piensas que eso es por esa razón están saliendo mal las cosas con Mark? Yes, sir.
Okay. But you do want him out. Is that correct?
Pero si quieres que él salga. Yes, sir.
Okay. You don't feel like you're in jeopardy or that he would harm you if you were released, do you?
¿Y tú no sientes que él te lastimaría si él está afuera? Yes, it's okay. I don't feel that he would hurt me. That he would hurt me. What? That he would hurt me if he was out. Yeah.
Time out. Maria, you don't have to say it in English. If you don't know how to say something in English, say it in Spanish to your daughter and she can tell us what you said, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. And where we stand right now is that you're here asking the court to give him mental health conditions, correct?
¿Cómo? Tú estás pidiéndole a la corte que le den condiciones de salud mental, ¿correcto? Yes, sir.
Okay. And if the court doesn't do that, either you or his girlfriend are probably going to bond him out anyway.
¿Cómo? Can you repeat that question, please?
If the court doesn't give him mental health conditions, probably either you or his girlfriend's family are going to bond him out anyway.
Que si no le dan condiciones de salud mental, aún así tú o la novia lo van a sacar. Yes, sir.
but this is your opportunity to try to impose what you think is going to be good for him during these cases and while these cases are going on.
Pero esa es tu oportunidad para imponer lo que tú piensas que es mejor para Mark.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this is your daughter. She was the other alleged person to be the victim in this case, right? This is Daisy with you?
Yes.
Okay. Daisy, do you have any, well, do you know whether your daughter has any objections to Mark being released, Maria?
I do not.
Okay. Judge, I'll pass the witness. I do have Daisy here should the state want to ask those same questions if that's a concern, but I pass the witness.
Does the state have any questions?
Yes. So Marina and Daisy, correct? That's who I'm speaking with?
Yes.
Okay. If Mark is released from jail, do you know where he will live?
Where he would live at my mom's.
He will live at your mom.
Yes.
Y'all understand that your mom, Marina, is the victim of this offense.
¿Tú entiendes que eres la víctima de la ofensa? Aunque él vive aquí.
No.
No, tú entiendes que eres.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, she understands.
Okay. And I hear a baby crying. Is there a small child in that home as well?
Yes, it's my 2-year-old.
Okay. Now, Daisy, do you live at your mom's home?
I do not. I'm actually just here for kind of a visitation because I just got here from North Carolina, but I'm working my own progress to my own place here. Yeah.
So you are not staying in the home with your mother, correct?
I am right now, but I won't be long term, no.
Okay. Do you understand that there's an emergency protective order in place and you're the protected party?
I do now.
Okay. That means that your mother cannot contact you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Do you see the problem if he's released, comes home? The problem with that protective order in place?
Yes. I do understand, but I am of age, so he's still a minor, so it's okay for him to be at the house because we don't think that he's necessarily a big physical threat. We just think that he does need like mental health help. And I am of age, so I can go somewhere else. It's just that this was the first place that I came to because they were the ones that picked me up. But I don't have to stay at the house, and he's more than welcome to come back. And we're not scared of him. Nobody's really holding any hard feelings for him. We just want what's best for him, and we think that if he got mental health help, it would actually help his life. Kind of like give him a stop from getting worse possibly in the future, and help him get himself right.
Okay. All right. I'll pass the witness.
Anything else?
Kind of a sidebar here with the prosecutor real quick, Judge.
I don't know how you do that, but good luck.
Okay. Kate, I'm going through the magistration docs. I don't see a protective order. I do see a bond condition. Do you have a physical protective order right now? Okay.
I can pull it up. Yep.
I've not seen that, but Judge, I don't have any other witnesses. I just wanted to clarify that.
You rest.
I'd offer the mental health evaluation if the court hasn't already taken judicial notice.
I have looked at it. So
just very briefly, I'll call Tony Fox.
you swear or affirm testimony about to give me the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes,
All right.
Tony, you're the mental health coordinator, correct?
that is correct.
Okay, and Tony, I've worked with you to get LifePath set up. So all the things we talked about with LifePath and their kind of process and what our plan is right now is, did I state that all accurately?
That is correct.
Okay, pass witness.
Any questions for Tony?
Hi, Tony. Just briefly, now everything planned with LifePath, is that all on the condition that he is released from his juvenile parole?
Yes, because if he's not released, then he's not getting out. Life Path is prepared to get his services started immediately if he should be released.
Okay, thanks, Tony. Nothing, pass the witness, sorry.
Anything else from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
You rest. Anything else from the state?
The state offers State's Exhibit 1 into evidence.
Is that the summary of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
I do have a copy of that, and I will consider that for the purposes of this hearing only.
And then the state requests to read in the criminal history.
Okay.
On August 26th of 2020, the defendant was arrested for possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1A greater than or equal to 20 AU. I don't quite know what that means. It is a juvenile offense, and I don't have any disposition data on that. That concludes the reading of the criminal history.
Okay. Any argument?
Are you asking the defense or the state? I got argument.
The defense, I don't need to hear from. You always just want a bond.
Yeah.
Your Honor, from the state, first off, I want to clarify, I'm looking in our system and I don't see a protective order. So I want to take that back just because I can't pull it up right now. I don't know if there is one in place, but I do believe there is a no contact order. The state does oppose a mental health bond in this case. First off, we're not even guaranteed that he's going to get mental health treatment. It's all he could be released and go straight back into a juvenile detention facility. So treatment is a big question mark. Second off, if he is ultimately released, I have major concerns about where he's going to live. It sounds like he's going to go live with mom, potentially sister, go straight back into the home where he threatened to shoot the whole family, and he had access to a pistol that was stolen in his. So for this, we have serious concerns. Also of note in the mental health assessment are the suicide watch and his past suicide attempts. So for all those reasons, we're going to oppose.
Okay. Well, I'm trusting mom and sister to know him best. And I think if he's gonna get bonded out anyway without conditions, I'd rather have him out with conditions. So I'm gonna go ahead and grant the mental health PR bonds with the conditions of mental health treatment. Mr. Contreras Cervantes, you understand that if you don't do what we're telling you to do and asking you to do, you're gonna be right back where you are right now.
Yes, Your Honor.
Take advantage of it. Life Path will get you hooked up with therapists and doctors and whatnot to get you going and get you treatment. Let them know how you're doing. Make sure you share all the information with them so they know what's going on, and they will help you as best they can. You will have to contact Tony every week, let her know what's going on. You will have to come see me once a month, okay?
Contact Tony how often?
Once a week.
Maria, can you mute?
Oh, mute.
She's gonna talk to you here in a minute and tell you what's going on. So if you want to, Tony, go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Tony Fox. I'm the case manager for anyone who's on a mental health bond. I know that you won't be getting released at this moment because you still have the juvenile issues to deal with. But when you do get released, you should find a folder, and that folder is going to have my contact card. If for some reason you get out and there's no contact information in there for me, your attorney has my contact information, okay? You want to call me immediately because I'm going to help fast track you getting into the services that you need at Life Path Systems. And also, I'm also there to help you understand what all you're supposed to be doing on bond so that you stay compliant, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I will see you once a month. Right now, because of COVID, we're not sure how that's going to work out, but stay in touch with Tony and she'll let you know if you need to be up here to see me, okay? And good luck. Thank
Yes,
you
Your
all.
Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
And then we have a, let me see if he's here. Yeah, he's here. I think we have a bond reduction hearing, right? All right. This, I don't have an order in here.
I don't- They have a date and time, so I don't know if it's gonna have it. No.
Good morning, everyone.
Are you,
Yes.
Let me put it in your queue.
no, let me see what it says first. I haven't finished this other one, so. I'll get back to it. What's the name? Tamanchi?
Yes.
How many cases too?
Yes, Your Honor.
Criminal trespass and criminal trespass and habitation. Gotcha. Okay. I think we're here on a motion to reduce bonds. Is that right?
Correct, Judge.
Okay. And Mr. Tamanchi is with us.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right.
Your Honor.
Did you want to call your client, or
I probably will end up doing so. Yes, Judge.
if you would raise your right hand and be sworn? You swear or affirm testimony about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You can go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. I request that Mr. Tamashi be called for the purpose of this hearing only.
Okay.
Mr. Tamashi, you had a warrant issued for your arrest after you failed to appear for your court date you have two cases pending currently. You have a filed criminal trespass case, and in that case, you did not appear in court. Would you please tell the court why you did not appear?
Right. I was in the ICE facility for 8 months. I was incarcerated.
Okay. And what was the result of your ICE case?
I got granted asylum.
And so ICE returned you to custody in Collin County,
No, ICE actually released me.
and then you were arrested on your warrant?
Yes.
Okay.
But I time served on this one. You know what I'm saying? I was here for like a month, and then they actually have me on the same case.
Mr. Tamashi, let me ask you, just go ahead and answer the questions that I'm asking you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it makes us go a little faster. Mr. Tamashi, if you are released from custody in this case, where will you be staying?
At my parents',
Okay, where do they live?
Carrollton.
All right, is that in Dallas County?
Yes.
Okay, are you aware of a facility in Dallas called Metro Care?
Okay.
We've talked about that, is that correct?
Yes.
Where they provide mental health services?
What about Life Path?
Well, as we discussed, Life Path is in Collin County.
Okay.
Okay, and some of these are result in require county residents.
I see.
So, Mr. Tamashi, will your parents be able to bring you to and from court?
Yes.
Okay. And if you are released, will you represent to the court that you will be here as required for each and all of your court dates in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if the court were to impose some conditions of bond on you, which would include seeking mental health services through Metro Care or another mental health provider, will you abide by those conditions?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'll pass the witness at this time.
Any questions from the state?
Briefly, Your Honor. Good morning, sir. My name is Charles Rizal. I represent the state for this case. I just have a couple questions for you. What efforts have you made to make a bond in this case, in these cases?
I don't have any. I don't have any money. So.
So you said that you plan to live with your parents. Have you spoken with your parents about trying to help with the bond?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Have you spoken with anybody at all about trying to raise money to get the bond?
No.
Okay. Now these, so you plan to live with your parents and get help there. Why were you not doing this before you picked up or while you picked up these charges?
I am already. I live with my parents.
Okay.
I actually went to ICE facility. I did not know that I have a warrant. I did not know that I'm coming in for the same charge that I already time served for. Because when I went to the ICE and I went in front of the judge, he dismissed all my cases, and then he gave me what is it? He granted me the asylum. I have the paperwork that says like all of my charges has been dismissed. I have the paperwork for him. I did not notice that I am coming on for like in the same charge.
Okay, so when you were arrested these 2 times for criminal trespass, were you living with your parents then?
Yes.
No, I'll pass the witness.
Anything else?
Nothing else, nothing else, Your Honor, other than to just ask the court take judicial notice of the contents of the court's file, specifically the, I think it's the 19 motion to go off the bond, as well as the attorney's motion to withdraw based on the client's absence from the state.
Okay. And does Dave have anything else to offer?
Nothing other than I would like to read an abbreviated copy of his criminal history.
Okay.
In 2010, the defendant was convicted for assault causing bodily injury to a family member. In 2017, the defendant was convicted for evading arrest. In 2017, the defendant was convicted for criminal trespass. And in 2017, he was convicted for criminal trespass of a habitation. And in 2018, the defendant was convicted for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. And in 2018, the defendant was convicted for criminal mischief class B. State rest.
Any argument?
Yes, Judge. Your Honor, there are 2 cases pending here. They are both criminal trespassing cases. The first criminal trespass case, the reason that the warrant was issued in the first place and the reason the client failed to appear was obviously he was not able to appear. The feds don't like letting people out once they have them. However, I've seen nothing in his history that would indicate to me that he's a flight risk or unable to make his court appearances. I also had not done an in-depth investigation of each and all of his court hearings, so I want to make that clear to the court. However, I'm not aware that he's failed to meet to come to court in the past. For on his new case, he's entitled to a 30-day writ, and so I'm not going to address that other than to say if Mr. Tamashi is charged with criminal trespass, he has some mental health issues. Although this is not a mental health bond case, I am trying to speed the process up a bit, trying to get him out back into the custody of his family members and out of the jail where I don't think he needs to be on a couple of criminal trespass cases. I think the court can address any mental health problems by requiring him to go and attend counseling at Life Path or Metro Care as appropriate. And I think that can address most of the issues we might have. I don't see any reason for him to stay in jail, especially since his failure to appear the first time was not his fault. With that, I will conclude and ask that we release him on a couple of PR bonds. Obviously, he does not have any money, is fully indigent, and will not be getting out of jail if he's required to post a bond.
Any response from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, the biggest issue here is his 2010 conviction for assault family violence. Under the governor's executive order 13, he's not entitled to a PR bond for that reason. That same executive order also suspended the 30-day writ PR bonds as well. But those issues aside, he hasn't made any effort at all to get funds from his family. I would assume that if his family is going to be able to put him up, he could at least make an effort to try to make $3,000 in bonds for those. And then lastly, his 2 new criminal trespass cases that he's currently being held on for, those were committed while he was staying with the same family that he'll be going straight back to. Just because he's generally aware of mental health that he can get doesn't mean that anything will be different this time around.
When are y'all going to get that new case filed?
Hopefully soon, Judge. We haven't received it yet from Dallas Police Department.
My experience with Dallas, Your Honor, just FYI, is Dallas Police Department is extremely slow to get office reports of any kind to the Collin County DA's office.
We are happy though, Your Honor, to call over and see where the process is. If for what it's worth, we can call and check on the status of it.
Yeah, I mean, the one case he could take care of today if he wanted to. The other one he just can't take care of. So, I mean, he's kind of stuck in jail unless we give him a PR bond. So I think he is entitled to a PR bond because it has been filed within 30 days.
And just thinking out loud, y'all, and I don't want to put any pressure on anybody, obviously, but if the existing the new criminal trespasses taken into consideration and the existing case, we may be able to move this case in the next day or so.
I am happy to talk to Alex after this call about resolving them together. That's definitely a possibility.
Okay. Well, I will reduce the pending charge back to what it was originally before we went off his bond because of the ICE hold. I don't think he intentionally didn't show up for court. He was stuck somewhere. But on the new charge, I'll give him a PR bond just because he's been in jail for 30 days and maybe y'all can get it all resolved. But he'll need to post it. Actually, I think it'll be $1,000 bond on the case that's actually filed. It was 2,000. I think and I'll reduce it back down to 1,000.
Can you, since I was in Dallas for 16 days, I was holding in Dallas for 16 days, and then they said,
yeah, you can get credit for all that. Your lawyer will take care of all that. Okay.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes. See you later.
Thank you. Charles, leave you a call.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. And Kate, you'll have to go to, you're muted. You'll have to go to that other hearing. I'm sure he has. Why is Cal Therian back in here?
We don't have time to deal